So, buckle up, because this is going to be long, messy, and probably make you question humanity. Honestly, I'm mostly writing this so I don't text people I shouldn't. If you make it through, congratulations. You officially have worse life choices than me. A little backstory, me, Alicia. My maybe soon-to-be ex-husband, Arthur. Together almost 6 years, married just over 3. We met at this weird outdoor mural painting thing, me killing a Saturday, him dragged there by a cousin. Somehow, a dumb joke about mixing the wrong paint colors turned into coffee, which turned into dating, which turned into moving in together, which turned into, I do, because apparently I like setting myself up for disaster. Arthur's family. A horror show with better lighting. His mom has this old school wives must suffer quietly vibe and makes a point of commenting on everything I do, all casual like, oh, I guess some people just don't know how to keep a house, or, you sure you want to eat that, Alicia? And she laughs like it's a joke, but it's less funny and more like a passive-aggressive landmine I keep stepping on. Arthur brushes it off. She's just like that. Ignore her. Sure, honey. Easy to ignore when your mom raised a literal monster. Then there's Uncle Randy. Imagine the worst HR violation you've ever heard of. Now give him a drink. That's Randy. He's always saying inappropriate stuff, and the family collectively shrugs like it's fine. I try to avoid him, but sometimes life doesn't let you hide. So, last week was our wedding anniversary. Normally we order takeout and binge TikToks. Cute. This year I wanted to be a hero and cook Arthur's favorite childhood meal. I even texted his mom for the recipe. What was I thinking? She sent back, vibes only, no measurements, like I'm some culinary psychic. I spent the afternoon shopping for the good ingredients, lighting candles from our wedding, putting on our dating playlist. He rolled his eyes, and setting the table like an innocent fool. Cue plot twist, an hour before Arthur's supposed to come home, he texts, his mom and uncle are coming over, forgot to mention it. Me, internally screaming, who invites their mom and uncle to an anniversary dinner? I considered dropping the whole plan, but the food was already cooked. So I thought, fine, whatever, let's play this suburban horror game. They arrive. His mom immediately inspects everything, like a CSI agent but with worse taste. She runs her finger along the counter, peers into the fridge, makes this disappointed noise that says, "This is not how my son deserves to live." Randy, already half drunk, jokes about the table setup. Arthur. Checked out. Barely says hi. Dumps his bag. Dinner begins. I try to make conversation. Nothing. His mom asks if I followed the recipe exactly, like I'm committing some unholy crime by improvising. Arthur sits, scrolls his phone. I nudge him. He sighs. Fine. Then, the grand finale, Arthur takes a bite, chews, then stops. Stares at me, stares at his mom, and, wait for it, spits the food into his napkin. I'm not exaggerating. A toddler has more dinner etiquette. Mom looks mortified, for him, not me. Randy laughs like he just won the lottery, muttering something about poison. I ask if something's wrong. Arthur slams his fork down. Says maybe if I'd listened to his mom, I'd know how to cook a simple meal. And here's the line that will haunt me until the end of time: now I see why my mom begged me not to marry you. You're useless in every way. His mom, silent. Randy, cackling. Arthur sitting there like he's some tortured food critic. I just stared. Then I said, calmly, you just buried this marriage with your own mouth. Remember that? And I left. Slammed the door. Heard Randy say something else, I didn't care. I walked to my sister Jessica's, sat on her couch, scrolled Instagram, ignored the texts, come back, you're overreacting, then nothing. She made tea I didn't drink. We watched Netflix, and I felt numb. Not sad. Not angry. Just existing. Next morning, Arthur texts, "Mom's upset. Randy's sorry lol. Come home, let's talk." I don't reply. I went back later, tried to avoid him. He acts normal. Says, "We can just forget about last night." Then casually drops, "I should have married someone who knows her place." Sure, honey. That's normal conversation. I left again. Ordered pizza with Jessica. She never asked questions. She just shook her head like, "Yep, I warned you." For the next few days, I crashed at her place, avoided thinking about Arthur's texts, sometimes apologetic, sometimes blaming me. Blocked him. Unblocked him. A wild roller coaster, basically. His mom texts once, "All marriage is hard work, try harder." I didn't reply. Rage levels, 100. Then the slow realization, my stuff is practically merged with his. Books, mugs, life, all absorbed. I texted him to say I'd come by when he wasn't there. He said fine. And the dinner keeps replaying in my head. Like, did I miss something? Was I wrong? No. He's just a man who grew up thinking a wife's job is to make his life easier. And apparently, I failed. I talked to my mom, she cried. Dad called, offered rescue. Jessica. She said, "Move out, be done." But it's complicated. Lease, bills, mutual friends, all traps. But you know what? I am not letting this go. Call it petty. Call it stubborn. Call it self-respect. I don't care if his mom thinks I'm not good enough. I am not the wife who smiles, eats, and quietly dies inside for approval. Not today, Satan. Not ever. First things first, I don't care if Randy thinks I'm not a real woman. Newsflash, I'm not built to sit there while people talk to me like garbage and just chuckle politely. I'm done playing nice. I'm done pretending like it's all fine. So I started making a plan. Not sure exactly how it'll go yet, but spoiler alert, Arthur is about to find out exactly where my place is, and it's not behind him. A few days later, I told him I was coming by to grab my stuff. He said, "Whatever. Just don't make a scene." LOL. Me? Making a scene? Honey, I invented the art of the storm exit. Reality check, it hasn't even been 2 weeks since the dinner from hell, and I swear I aged 5 years. Life goes on around me in this surreal normalcy. I'm brushing my teeth, scrolling TikTok, texting memes, but then my phone buzzes. Arthur. His mom. Randy. Yes, the uncle who called me not a real woman thinks a meme can smooth things over. Ningle. I wanted to throw my phone out the window. So, plan, retrieve my remaining belongings from the apartment before Jessica's subtle hints about her closet being off-limits turn into passive-aggressive attacks. I texted Arthur, "Afternoon." He says fine. Then the twist, his mom texts too. Wants to talk as a family. My response, leave her on read. Jessica. Bring me. Thank God. No way am I facing that circus solo. We walk in, mom on couch posture, clutching her purse like it's Excalibur. Arthur stands by the kitchen island, arms crossed, practicing the fine art of pretending he doesn't exist. I start grabbing chargers, makeup bags, mugs, the usual. Mom says, "Can we sit down and have a civil conversation?" I laugh. Jessica nudges me. Fine. I sit. Bag in lap. Cue soft-voiced guilt trip, things got heated. Families argue. Marriage is about forgiveness. Maybe you could apologize for storming out and making a scene. I look at her. Look at Arthur. He's staring at the countertop like it owes him something. I ask if he really thinks I owe an apology. He shrugs. Mom's defense, you could have handled it better. You embarrassed Arthur. I hit peak honesty, your son spat my food out and called me useless. Randy called me not a real woman. I'm not apologizing for leaving. Mom's face, shocked like I just threw her purse into a bonfire. Jessica, my MVP, if anyone owes an apology, it's Arthur and Randy. Chaos ensues. Mom flustered. I'm not taking sides, sometimes people need to let things go for family. Me, would you have let anyone talk to you like that? She ignores it. Classic. Arthur finally lifts his head, can we not do this right now? Just get your stuff. Me, you're right. I'll get my stuff. Brush past him. He tries grabbing my arm. Nope. You're making this worse. Me, no, you did that yourself. Bedroom scene, stuffing duffel with chargers, makeup, mugs, books, ring light, speakers, even the family property blanket his mom gifted, petty level, chef's kiss. Mom creeps in, you could have tried harder to make him happy. A good wife makes sacrifices. Me, I've made enough sacrifices. You raised him to think women should just take it, and I'm not going to. She calls me disrespectful. Jessica intervenes. I pack, slam drawers, make noise. Arthur just stares at the wall. He mutters, you're really leaving over this. Me, yeah, I am. You're just doing this for attention. Me, if I wanted attention, I'd post your mom's good wife speech on Instagram. Load everything into Jessica's car. Mom trails me out, hand raised, trying to slap me. Jessica blocks her. Arthur finally charges, yelling. Jessica, maybe you should have protected your wife instead of letting your family trash her in her own home. Car ride home, 3 minutes of dead silence, then laughter. Pure relief, anger, disbelief. Text friends. Nancy, family group chat is blowing up. You disrespected his mom. Me, good. Let them stew. Arthur texts the next day, let's talk. Me, I don't. You're being childish. Me, you're being an asshole. Blocked. Landlord, lease drama, apartment hunt, mutual friends asking for the tea, and calls, mom checks in, dad threatens cops if Arthur shows up, all happening while I casually delete his photos like they're herpes. And then, plot twist worthy of a Netflix episode, Arthur shows up at Jessica's. She's at work. I'm alone. Doorbell rings. I peek through the peephole. Hands in pockets. Trying to look casual. I open the door just enough to block him from crossing the threshold. Yeah. It's about to get wild. Arthur shows up at the door, all puppy dog eyes and fake charm. He says, can we talk? I say, calmly, I don't think there's anything left to say. He goes, you're making a mistake. You're throwing away everything for one bad night. I blink. It wasn't one night. It was years of you letting your family treat me like garbage and acting like it's my fault. He sighs like I'm unreasonable. You're exaggerating. You always do this. Me, blink. I'm not doing this anymore. Door closing. He pushes. I shove back. He stumbles, shocked. I never thought you'd actually leave. Me, well, now you know. Slam. Text Jessica. She's furious. Next time he comes over, I'm calling the landlord. Me, please do. Sign the paperwork to remove my name from the lease. Landlord says a week or two. I start moving my stuff to a friend's spare room. Small, quiet, zero unsolicited advice on loading a dishwasher. Got a cheap lockbox for important papers because Jessica is paranoid, and honestly, she's not wrong. Arthur might try mail sabotage. Emotion check, expected sadness. Reality, mostly pissed. I keep replaying that dinner, his mom's face when I called her out, Randy laughing like life is a sitcom. Wish I'd thrown something. Sure. But leaving was right. And I'm not staying quiet. Ask me what happened, I tell the truth. Arthur spat my food, called me useless, his uncle called me not a real woman, his mom blamed me. End scene. Family has my back. Jessica is basically my bodyguard. Living out of a suitcase, yes, but feeling more myself than I have in years. I'm not letting them guilt me back. If Arthur wants to know what being alone feels like, buckle up. And yes, I'm still mad. Not sorry. Next move, mine. Second update. So Nancy, one of my oldest friends, not on either side, actually neutral, invites me to her birthday party. Small, chill. She insists both Arthur and I are invited because she refuses to pick sides. I warn her, if he starts anything, I'm out. She swears she'll shut down drama. Spoiler, not enough. Party day, anxiety level, 9,000. Hoodie, favorite jeans. Jessica, just have fun. I'll pick you up if it sucks. Walk in, vibe weird, eyes on me, but nothing said. Nancy hugs me, drags me to set out snacks. Then I spot Arthur's jacket. Stomach drops. Halfway through filling a chip bowl, hear fake, over-the-top laughter. He's holding court, already spinning the story to his friends. One keeps glancing at me like I'm the villain of a soap opera. I ignore. Keep arranging snacks. Annoyance rising. People ask if I'm okay, in that, give me gossip, way. Friend, so, you and Arthur. Taking a break? Me, no. We're done. Shocked faces everywhere. Arthur glaring, frustrated I'm not cowering. Nancy tries to lighten it, pours drinks. I sip seltzer, melt into background. Then Randy, yes, the uncle, shows up uninvited, reeking of brewery. Big hug to Nancy. Looks at me, well, if it isn't the little runaway wife. I stare. He looks away. Arthur trying his pathetic eye contact game, look at me, look at friends, look at me. Nope. Not playing. Hour in, bathroom line. Arthur corners me in hallway. You're really not coming home? Me, no, throwing it all away over a stupid fight. Me, it wasn't a fight. It was you and your family treating me like trash. I said I was sorry. No. You said I overreacted. Huffy defense mode, so, you're just going to make me look like the bad guy. Me, you did that yourself. Push past him, he stumbles into the wall. Shocked. I don't care. Back in kitchen, hear him narrating to a group, marriage is about sacrifice, some people can't handle it, yada yada. Okay. Screw it. Walk into living room. Set drink on table. Ask, you want to tell everyone what really happened? He goes quiet. I continue, anniversary dinner I cooked. You spat it out. Uncle called me useless. Mom blamed me. Want to tell everyone about that? Room goes dead silent. Arthur tries laugh it off. It was a joke. She's sensitive. Me, oh, so telling your wife she's useless and letting your creepy uncle call her not a real woman, that's a joke. Randy suddenly super into his drink. Someone from his side, that can't be true. Arthur wouldn't say that. Me, stare. Ask anyone who was there. Mom. Randy. I didn't leave because of one fight. I left because I'm done letting people treat me like garbage. Arthur gets defensive, you always have to make a scene. Me, maybe if you listened to me once in 6 years instead of your mom and drunk uncle, you'd still have a wife. Randy, lighten up. It's just dinner. Me, yeah, for you. For me, it's 6 years of biting my tongue. I'm done. I stare him down. I'm leaving because I'd rather be alone than spend another day with a man who thinks knowing my place means eating and saying thank you. Nancy tries to change subject. Too late. Entire party frozen. Arthur scans for allies. Nada. I grab my bag. I'm done here. Walk out. Curb. Text Jessica. Arthur follows. You didn't have to do that. Me, neither did you. Tries grabbing my arm. Pull away. Mad, you're making a huge mistake. Me, you made it for me. Randy steps in, you're just mad you're not part of the family anymore. Me, laugh. If being part of your family means being treated like dirt, good riddance. He steps closer, Nancy steps in like a superhero, back off, or I'm calling cops. Randy finally slinks away. Next couple days, texts from party guests. Some apologetic. Some thirsty for tea. Arthur's friends unfollow me. Fine. Nancy proud. Randy tried talking his way back, threatened with wife calling cops. Arthur texts, you embarrassed me. Looked bad in front of friends. Oh, honey. You have no idea. Just when I thought the saga was winding down, Arthur's mom tries calling my mom again. Says I caused a scene and ruined the family's reputation. My mom. Stop calling. Honestly, I wish I'd recorded that, it would have been comedy gold. I'm figuring out my next steps, but I feel lighter. No tiptoeing. I eat what I want. Watch trash TV. Leave dishes in the sink like a rebel. I keep replaying that night, Arthur's face when everyone realized he wasn't the victim. Not happy. Not sad. Satisfied. Yep, I did that. Arthur's still out there, probably narrating his side to anyone who'll listen. Mom's still fuming. I don't care. Finally did what I should have done years ago, stop letting people walk all over me. Next, finish the paperwork, make it official. If he thinks he can guilt me back, he's got another thing coming. Quiet time is over. Then came the keys. You know how keys get heavy when you don't want them anymore. Car, mailbox, apartment, storage, all on this keychain he bought me on some trip I barely remember. Days of carrying them around, switching bags, procrastinating the last move. Jessica, just get it over with. The sooner you're done, the sooner you stop thinking about it. Tuesday morning, I roll up at 9 o'clock, headphones in, hoodie up, hoping to be invisible. Place hits different when you know you'll never see it again. Kitchen smells like those cursed candles his mom gave us. Couch, crumbs and someone else's hoodie. Mail, mostly junk, leave bank envelope for him. I start packing the boring stuff, chargers, books, favorite mug, plants I refuse to kill prematurely. Slow, methodical, half expecting Arthur to burst in. Then, the fridge note. In his handwriting, I wish you'd talk to me. I laugh, rip it down, toss it. Done talking. Bedroom, closet, find a box I forgot. Anniversary cards, receipts, old photos. One card from his mom, welcome to the family, first Christmas. Wild. I throw the whole box in the trash. Hour later, I'm done. Leave his stuff exactly where it is. Place key on table next to junk mail. Pull out manila envelope with divorce papers. Most satisfying part. Sticky note on top, you buried this marriage with your own mouth. Remember that. Walk out. Slam door. Not even noon. Calls start around 3. Missed calls, texts, come back. We need to talk. Ignore. 5 minutes later, call again. Let it ring. By dinner, 7 missed calls, 3 voicemails. Mix of confusion, anger, whining. Delete all. Text, you show up here, I'll call cops. He doesn't. First time he listens. Jessica sees my face, how many voicemails? Me, 3. She laughs, block him already. Me, I want him to see I'm not answering. That's the point. Then his cousin DMs me, Arthur's upset. Could you meet up? I reply, tell him to stop contacting me. Block cousin. 3 days, nothing. Hear footsteps once, neighbor's dog. Nancy texts, Randy is claiming I stole half the apartment. I laugh, send pic of sad boxes, ugly teapot. Come get it yourself. She says Randy's banned from her building after birthday incident. Messages keep coming. Supportive, nosy. I keep it short, he spat my food, called me useless, uncle called me not a real woman, told me to know my place. I left. No comeback. Mom calls, literal letter from his mom. She says I'm breaking up the family, need to forgive and forget. My mom, don't respond. I'll handle her. Me, thanks, please do. Arthur's desperation peaks. Vague Facebook posts, some people don't appreciate what they have, loyalty is rare. Profile pic changed to one of the two of us. Hilarious. Mutual screenshot. I mute him everywhere. Nancy, he'll stop when he finds someone else to control. Me, hope she likes bland food and his mom's advice. Final attempt, he sends friend Cody to mediate. Cody texts, you should really talk to Arthur. He's a mess. Me, if he's a mess, maybe he should clean up after himself for once. Cody, his mom's worried. Uncle says you ruined the family. Me, if family means eating food and being grateful, they can keep their club. A week goes by. No calls. No emails. I send final signed divorce papers by registered mail, he gets them. Landlord texts, you're all set. Name off lease. Good luck. Delete his contact for good. Mom checks in, not guilt, just support, need anything? Dinner? Me, maybe next week. Jessica, you're basically a legend in our group chat. Me, I just did what I had to. She, yeah, but most people just talk about it. You actually did it. Key point, I didn't leave for revenge. I left because I was tired of being told my worth by people who couldn't even look me in the eye after dinner. Bonus, watching Arthur scramble, family freak, realizing they can't just say whatever, they're collateral entertainment. End scene. Slam the door. Leave the key. Let them call. Don't answer. Be your own exit.